A Memory of Light. The final entry. Oh, God. A Message for Brandon. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, so the final entry. Now, I'm going to spoil this a little bit for you guys. This book is not perfect. It is not the greatest entry in the series. It ain't the worst. It ain't even bad. But I'm going to go watch a movie with girlfriend. Okay, have fun, Medium. I know this was a long-ass one, so thanks for sticking around while you could. I hope Girlfriend picks up the books, though. I promise you she'll like them. I promise you. So this book suffers a little bit. Now, I'm not going to really... Fun fact, ironically, this book actually doesn't have that much for me to talk about because the vast majority of this book is just war, combat, fighting. Like that's literally the overwhelming majority of this book is just army on army fighting each other. That's it. I'm not going to like get into every fucking battle and talk about it. Like that's crazy. But that's, for the most part, that's all it is. Now, kind of torn on it, where the battles are cool, but by the time we get to the last like third of the book, I'm like, fuck, man. Fuck, this has gone on for a really long time. Like I'm actually fatigued from reading this. And let me get a little page count here. Let me get a little fucking page count. Yeah. This book is, oh my goodness, 1,148 pages. And probably like 750 plus of those are fighting. Now, like, don't get me wrong, my very first stream was Medieval 2 Total War. I like combat. I like armies fighting each other. I think that's fun and cool, but holy shit. Now, I'm kind of torn, right? Where like, if you came to this book and there wasn't a lot of fighting, people would be like, really? Really? That was the final battle? That was nothing. So like, okay. All right. I can put that aside. Now, there are some things that I think Sanderson did really well. Some things I think he did poorly. One thing I think he did all right with was he managed to get pretty much every character something to do. Even if it was really just like a name drop and like, oh, this is where they are, what they're doing. So we kind of saw everybody at least, so that was cool. But also, like I said, this is where it becomes kind of difficult, whereas I don't know where the lines are. I don't know which scenes Robert Jordan wrote, and I don't know which scenes Sanderson wrote. I'm assuming Sanderson obviously did most of it, but it's very obvious like Robert Jordan wrote the last paragraph of the whole book, which, again, almost moved me to tears. Fantastic. Just perfect. But there are a couple of issues I had with the book. Now, again, it's hard to judge whether or not it was the decision of Jordan or Sanderson. But the fates of some of these characters, like dying or living, is just mind-boggling. And now, don't get me wrong, I am glad some characters died. I am. Like, I think it would have been really corny if they finished the book series and like basically no one died. It would have been like, really, bro? This was the final battle when we all walked away from it unscathed? Come on. Nothing but nameless soldiers died. We had a lot of people die. However, there's a couple of instances where I'm like, really, bro? Fucking plot armor much? Why does this guy... So, good example. Now, I haven't really talked about this guy, Talmanis, very much. He's like Matt's second in command. Now, they, in a roundabout way, rediscovered and recreated gunpowder and made cannons. So, and Talmanis is kind of like in charge of that shit. Talmanis gets stabbed like in like the opening of this book, right? He gets stabbed like 4 fucking times with a Myrddraal blade, which is think about the Nazgul in Lord of the Rings. One of those, right? Basically gets stabbed by those like horrible cursed fucking blades 4 fucking times, and he's still fighting, right? To try to salvage what he can from Caemlyn and get the cannons out so the Darkspawn don't get their hands on him, because the cannons are going to be like the key to the whole battle. And I thought it would have been like a really heroic death for him to go out with Caemlyn. I thought that would have been really cool. And he even talked like he was going to go out, like he was fighting to the bitter end. And I just thought it would have been really good. And then the thing is, he lives, right? He gets to Marilor, and they managed to bring him back. Ooh, Green Grunt. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. He manages to pull out of it. And I'm thinking, oh shit, dude, he lived? Okay, that means that they've got something big for him to do. No. He really doesn't do shit for the rest of the book. He's just like in charge of the guys running the cannons. But like Aludra, another character I've never mentioned, Aludra could have done that, because literally she's the one who invented them. So like I don't see why Talmanis had to live there. I don't know if it was like one of those, oh well, I'm afraid if I kill him the fans will be mad. Like maybe like when it was one of those situations, but like I just think it would have been a badass fucking heroic death, right? Where he's like fighting to the bitter end in Caemlyn, and bro goes down a fucking hero. I don't know, man. I thought it would have been badass. Not that I like want half the cast to fucking die, but don't tease me like that, where bro's like on the verge of death, and then it's just like, aha, I'm back to basically do nothing. Like that was weird to me. That was my problem. It wasn't that he lived, it's that he lived and then didn't do anything with it. I don't know, bro. That was my problem with Talmanis' fate, because I liked Talmanis as a character, but whatever. Then Thom Merrilend. Now this continues the Moiraine Thom Merrilend weirdness. So we're at this part, right, where the kings of every country are sitting around this table, and they're going over their battle plans, trying to decide what to do, and they're all picking sides. You know, if they're on Egwene's side about breaking the seals, or if they're on Rand's side where they just want to fight alongside the Dragon Reborn, and it's chaotic. And in comes Moiraine. And Moiraine basically awes everybody, because everyone at this point kind of revered her. Or kind of like me with like, I was kind of like a naive kind of person where she kind of didn't like her. And then after she died, kind of missed her. So it was really beautiful seeing them see each other again. And it was really wonderful. And then basically that's all she had to do. There's a weird... So there's not really a lot I can do in this book without like the massive spoiler thing, but it is my opinion that he brought back Moiraine and then kind of wasted her. He didn't really do anything else with her. Same thing. So like Moiraine kind of wasted, and then he just kind of found something for Thom to do. So like Moiraine, Nynaeve, and Rand go into the Shale Ghul to fight the Dark One, and she just says, "Hey Thom, guard the door." Dude, Tom's a fucking bard. Now, don't get me wrong, he's really good with like throwing knives and shit, but just get like 2 real fucking soldiers to guard. Is that fucking hard? And like, it's kind of weird. He just keeps cutting back to Thom, and he's over there like singing a little fucking jaunty tune while everyone else is like fighting and dying around him, and he's like, I'm just guarding this hole in the mountain. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just thought it was a weird thing for him to have Thom doing. Now, I know you got to have him do something, but kind of same thing with the girls that went in to fight the Dark One with Rand, where they just fucking sat there, specifically Moiraine. Right, so the whole idea is that they got a link with him, which I didn't really get into the whole physics of linking characters, but they link and they share power, and really they just fucking sat there. Like, that was their whole purpose. So, and then what also kind of drove me fucking crazy was, so Nynaeve went in there with him, right? So she can't channel because they are linked, right? Only the person who's in charge of the linking can channel, so Rand. But Rand is locked in a duel with Moradin currently. So Nynaeve is there, and she's like, I really wish I could do something. And then she sees Alana, a character I have not mentioned up until this point, because she was kind of a side thing. Alana forcefully bonded Rand back in like book 5, and it's like tantamount to like most of the Aes Sedai don't really appreciate it, but you know, you can't undo it, not really, or she wouldn't. So Alana's here. She got like kidnapped by the Shadow, and so the whole thing is like she's there dying or something, and Nynaeve wastes all this time like, oh my god, I gotta get my medicine pouch out and help her, because that's what Nynaeve's whole thing is. Like, she loves healing people and she's a big medicine woman. And I thought, so the whole idea, right, she deduces that, oh yeah, Alana must have been brought here so that at the last moment Moradin could kill her and it would weaken Rand so that he could kill him. So I thought Nynaeve's whole purpose in this story was like, I'm going to save her. I'm going to save her life, and that's going to be the only reason that Rand wins. Dude, Alana dies fucking anyways. Straight up. Like, she just fucking dies anyways. So Nynaeve just like wasted this whole fucking like 20 minutes trying to heal her for no fucking reason, only for her to die right there. And then it didn't even fucking matter. Like, it didn't even fucking matter anyways. Like, so like, spoiler alert, Rand wins, but like, what the fuck? Like, it was just so weird. Like, it just made it was one of those ones where it's like, I feel like Robert Jordan left a note where it's like, yes, and then the Shadow kidnaps Alana, figure it out, and like, that's it. Like, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm mad at Robert Jordan for dying, but you can't leave Sanderson with nothing to work with, right? So I don't know. That was my big beef with this book. That, and now let's get to Oliver. Now, this is going to be one of those like lukewarm takes. I don't know if it's hot. I don't know if it's cold. I don't know how the community feels about this. So, I'm not going to spoil too much. But point is, the Horn of Villiers, right? The whole purpose of like half of these characters is get the horn to Mat, because Mat is the horn sounder. So Mat has to be the one to blow the horn. So we go through like half the book where they get sidetracked, they get like trapped in the blight, blah 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 blah, crazy shit, right? And at the last fucking minute, Faile is cornered by Trollocs because she has the horn, and she basically gives it to fucking Oliver. This 10-year-old fucking kid says, get this shit to Mat. Go, kid. Fucking run. I'll keep him busy as long as I can. And Oliver runs and he gets cornered, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna do a little spoiler banner here for the people that don't want to hear the big spoiler. So here we go. Prepare yourselves. Let me give you guys a couple seconds to mute if you're not wanting spoilers. Let me glug some water real quick. Okay, so the battle is taking a bad turn, and Oliver, for some reason, blows the horn of Villiers. And guess what? It fucking works. And all the heroes come back. Now, I'm not arguing about the logistics of this, about why it works, because back in book 5, and I didn't bring it up at the moment because it wasn't really relevant, I just thought it was a cool thing. Mat actually fucking dies. He actually dies twice, and is both times saved by Rand. But in book 5, he dies outside the Caemlyn Keep, and Rand uses Balefire to kill Ravine, but he uses it so strongly that it actually erases the fact that Mat died. And it's really cool. Fantastic way to end that book, Fires of Heaven. But so it unbound him from the horn, meaning that at any point in the last like year, anyone could have blown this horn and it would have been fine. Now, this is where we enter territory where it's like, oh, well, how would they have known? So, like, okay. I get that. I get that. But it just kind of made the whole last, like, arc with Faile and Oliver and all these characters who were trying to get the horn to Mat kind of fucking useless. Where it's like, well, what the fuck was the point? Just for Oliver to blow it. And now, my other problem logistically is he blows the horn, all the heroes come down, and then Artur Hawkwing, the dead hero, goes straight to Mat. And he's like, hey, horn sounder? And it's like, well, I didn't sound the horn. And he goes, oh, no, it's cool. Also, we're waiting on your orders because you're, fighting for the forces of good. And Mat goes, oh, so if the Shadow had gotten it, would you have fought for the bad guys? And Artur Hawkwing just goes, no, stupid. Why would we have done that? We're the good guys. So you're telling me the entire plot of the second book did not matter? Like, and like, obviously I know, like, how would they have known, right? How would they have known? Because in the moment, why would they know this? But I feel like it kind of invalidates some of the best plot points in this book and the other book revolving around the horn. Like, I'm not saying it makes it totally stupid and, dumb as fuck now, but that was my big beef with this book when I first read it, and then when I second time read it, I was like, man, I really wish they would have done something better with the horn. I really wish they would have done something better with it. I'm not saying it had to be, like, totally easy. They just hand it to Mat and, like, okay, that's it. He's the hero again. They could have made it a little more dire. They could have whatever. Like, I don't know, bro. It that bugs me. The fact that not only like he's unbound from the horn, I can forgive that. But the whole like, oh, we never would have fought for the Shadow anyways. So all these people that died, right, thinking that we would have fought for the Shadow in the first place. Yeah, don't worry about it. They died for nothing. Like that was the one thing that drove me crazy. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Like that was like the big twist with the horn. It bothered me a lot, and it still bothers me. And honestly, the problem is I don't know if that was a Robert Jordan thing or a Sanderson thing. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the spoiler warning. So yeah, that happened. This is we're kicking them whilst they're down energy. Yeah, it's kind of like the good guys were always gonna win. Would you think the bad guys even had a chance? So that's one thing that bothers me. And then also, I honestly think Sanderson fumbled Lan. My man, my fucking man, my king. I am loyal to the throne of Malkir, by the way. My fucking king. And it just, I was really hoping for like a charge of the Light Brigade, heroic, maybe not a death, but just like I don't know, I wanted a moment like that, and like we kind of got one, but really quickly it gets kind of canceled out. And I don't know, it just kind of, I don't know, like, and what's crazy is that happened very early in the book, where it looks like, oh my god, Lan's gonna die, he's running into his death, and then it's like, just kidding, Avengers Endgame portal situation, which also, by the way, they did the Avengers portal shit way before Avengers did, but like whatever. And I was like, all right, whatever, I can forgive that. Like that, it's still kind of a hype moment. But they end up kind of falling back, and there's a lot of other elements to this that I'm not a huge fan of. But they basically get all pushed back to Marilor, and then there's like an actual last stand, and that's kind of where we get back to the slog of war and combat, where it's like, fuck, man, this shit went on for a long fucking time, like really long. So I feel like some of them could have been shortened a little bit, but I feel like this is where he leaves us hanging from a plot twist. All right, fine. I'll have the fucking spoiler thing. God damn you guys. All right, spoiler alert for the very end of the whole franchise, the last little bit. Are you ready? Make sure you guys run if you don't want to hear this. Okay, so Rand, he's fighting the Dark Lord, seals him away, and it's too late. It's too fucking late. I already did it. It's too fucking late. I already got the spoiler alert up. Look at it, stupid. It's already up there. And I actually really love the fight with the Dark One, because I was honestly kind of concerned how they were going to do it, if it was just literally going to be like a sword fight. But it was actually just like a mental battle for like their souls. Like, it was crazy. So basically it was like, Rand, I'm going to show you what my perfect world is going to be like when you're dead. And then the Dark One, ironically, the Dark One is the grounded one here, where the Dark One actually understands the fundamental nature of the universe. And he's like, oh yeah? You're going to fucking delete evil? Sure thing, bud. Show me what that's like, you fucking clown. And then Rand, sure enough, shows him this perfect utopia where everybody's happy and nobody knows pain or sadness, and it's horrible. It's like a fucking dystopia. It's like everyone's medicated out of their fucking minds, where they're like, nothing ever is bad, no one is ever hungry, world peace forever, it's perfect. And all these people that he loves, Avienda, Elaine, all these women he has been madly in love with, they're not the same people. They're not the same people, because these people's lives have been shaped by conflict, by overcoming adversity, and now there is no adversity. So he realizes, oh fuck, well, I can't do that. That's crazy. So I actually think it was a really clever way for them to kind of like, actually, the hero has been kind of naive this whole fucking time. Like, kill the Dark One? What are you, fucking stupid? Because the Dark One is really just like the manifestation of just the darker side of humanity, right? Very yin yang, where you need the dark, you need the light, and that's kind of the whole takeaway from the series is you got to have light to have dark. You got to have dark to have light. You can't appreciate one without the other. So in the end, Rand and Moradin, who Moradin kind of very much resembles Rand, and they never really go into why, but basically they both are like, quote, dead, or like seemingly dead, very the Princess Bride, mostly dead kind of shit. And they're just like laying out on slabs, and they have like a little fake funeral pyre for Rand where they burn his body. Now this is a Robert Jordan thing. This is not Sanderson. This was teased a long time ago, a long time ago. Basically his girlfriends are in on it, and only them. But basically they fake his death, where they figure out that after the final battle, his soul or whatever the fuck is actually transferred into Moradin's body. They kind of just switcherooed. So they're actually burning Moradin in Rand's body. And Rand kind of gets up from the uninjured Moradin, and he's like, all right, I'm about to slip out of here. And basically he like makes eye, and this is what I was talking about with Cadsuane earlier, where you actually kind of grow to like her, is he makes eye contact with Cadsuane, and he's like, oh, is she gonna say something? And she just gives him the nod. She knows what he's gonna do, and she lets him go. And sure enough, brother fucking walks off into the sunset, lights his little pipe, and for the first time in his entire life, his future is his, and he could do anything he wants. And it is beautiful. It's marvelous. It's fantastic the way that it was written. And you can tell, based on the writing style, it was fucking Robert Jordan that wrote it. So I'm really glad we at least got that from him. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the spoilers. Okay, hey, we're back. So with all that being said, strong points in the book. Some of the combat was really cool, I will admit. There was a lot of really cool, visceral moments during the war that were really interesting. We got more Perrin Inception style shit that was really fun. A lot of good scenes, a lot of good individual scenes in the book, but overall, bro, it was a chore to get through this fucking book. Like, it was heavy. It was fucking thick motherfucking book, and it was just kind of more of the same. Like, I would turn back on the audio and I'd be like, how far into this fucking book am I? What part is this? Oh, right. This part. Okay. Like, and that happened pretty much every fucking time. Where I just forgot what the fuck was happening because like there was so much of the same kind of shit. That being said, I can't fault it for the war. I can't fault. It's literally called the final battle. I totally get that. So I'm not gonna make a mark against it. I am going to give A Memory of Light an amazing. It is an amazing book, and I know it sounded like I was talking a lot of shit about it, but it's only just because it's how do you end a series like this, which I guess will get us into our next topic, the series as a whole. I think for a series to have 15 entries, right, 14 mainline and a prequel, for it to go this long and to only have one book that actually was unpleasant to read, dude, I think that's as good as it really gets. Because, kind of spoiler alert, I'm reading the, like I already said this a couple times, I'm reading the Tom Clancy series. Dude, I've already had to drop one book entirely, and there's already another one that I'm dreading. Like, there's already a couple that kind of suck. So it's not easy to make a consistently good series like this. So I mean, like I said, you can't hate them. You can't hate the man. You can't hate Sanderson. Like I said, I know I've got a lot of thoughts on Sanderson. And I'm glad they found somebody. I'm glad they didn't just like, well, Robert Jordan died. I guess we'll never know what happened. So like, I'm glad we got what we got. I'll always be yearning for the Robert Jordan cut. But yeah, I got no more. I don't really have that much more to say about this franchise. Other than, dude, I fucking love it.